I think our first thoughts should be on the notion of how change itself, as I mentioned, is one of the only constants. But with respect to an undertaking, with respect to an oppressive set of rules that have been set, or maybe not rules, but a people who are under the actions of oppression, you cannot negotiate with your oppressor, or at least you cannot let your oppressor define the very rules by which you are to fight for your liberation. Liberation itself is a violent act. That is not to say that it is engulfed by violence itself, but for true liberation to be found, there is some need or some level of violence that will be required. Because in the eyes of the oppressor, you will never do right if you are not choosing to be the oppressed.
Do you always speak like this? Very refreshing.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, coming after him.
I could listen to you the entire time.
Yeah, yes. Coming after him is becoming a challenge now. I kind of agree with what has already been said. For me, call me old school, but honestly speaking, I enjoyed it all. I loved it. It was refreshing.
You didn't participate.
How do you know?
I'm asking. It's a question.
I plead the fifth because I need
Your
to keep my
generation
job.
pleads the fifth a lot.
Yeah. But what I'll tell you is, it's funny that I grew up with a parent who was a renegade, who would, for political reasons, stay out, protest, and do the things I saw Gen Zs do, but the only difference was they were not many. So what would happen to people like my father is that they would be honestly put as defiant, and it became so difficult for him. But he had the same zeal, he spoke the same way, and I was listening to all of them, and I was like, that sounds like my father. And but these ones are on steroids. I think theirs was just a lot. But it was very interesting to see that this generation, I can actually say, believe me, it's what he's saying, it's been done before. In a different way, but my father was a protester. What I saw them do, he did. How he spoke about politics, and the oppressor, he spoke exactly the same way. So I agree with it. I want it to continue. I pray it does. And I can assure you, I'll be in the streets with you, but probably.
Zaha, the political, dissatisfaction and how Gen Zs are dealing with it. So talk to me around that. Use your words.
As a key victim of a clear overview of how oppressive the existing, and I say regime, let me say it well. So, I happened to be in the Maandamanos from the beginning to the end. First of all, without my parents' knowledge, because I know the panic attack that comes with it. And I was a very good product of showcasing just how intensely important it was for us to go to the streets, because we were working with medics. And the first thing that we got during the June 25th when people got to Parliament is the police had the audacity to tell me and a couple of other doctors that mrudi huko, tunao wengine wengi, muletewe mtibu. And so